Hey guys, Jakob here, and welcome to the new episode of Automated Seller Podcast. Today I have a special guest, Sammy Akhtar, who is running Regrow Media, the Amazon advertisement agency. Hi, Sammy, how are you?
Hey Jacob, I'm doing great. What about you? How are you doing?
I'm doing great, and I need to tell also the audience that we are in a new studio. This is actually the first episode. After a while, I had a little bit of the break, so you're actually my first guest in the new year 2024 in a new studio. It's very empty, but there will be more improvements going on. I really need to catch up, like looking at your studio. I love the background. Hopefully, uh, it will look like this also here. So yeah,
Yeah,
Sammy.
I think you need to get some plants, some trees, some greens. It will look really good.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. We also moved to the new office, and actually we had a lot of plans, but since this office is
Hmm.
twice bigger, it looks super
Wow.
empty. Like we moved all of this stuff from the previous one. We had a lot of
Hmm.
plans, but now since everything is twice bigger, yeah, we need to buy more and more. Also, half of them were actually dead. Um, yeah,
Okay.
the Christmas period was like very tricky for us because a lot of people were going to vacation. Therefore
Hmm.
we didn't have to use the office, therefore a cleaning lady didn't come, and therefore some plants died. But yeah, that's another story. Anyway, let's talk about the Amazon automations and everything that we are talking about at this podcast. So maybe, Sammy, I would love to start basically with your intro. If you could share a little bit of your background, your story, and also introduce Regrow Media to the audience.
Yeah, definitely. I would love to. So, my name is Sammy Akhtar. I started as an Amazon seller on the year 2017. During that time, I was in second year of my engineering. I was doing engineering, and I launched my first brand. We ran that brand for almost 2.5 years. I scaled that to $600,000. Then I exited, and my co-founder or my partner manages it right now. So at the same time, when I was running this business, I was doing one thing. I was documenting every step of that brand on my YouTube channel. So how much sales I was doing, or how much A cost, what strategies I'm using, except showing the product. Now,
Mm-hmm.
from that, what happened is people started commenting that Sammy, you're doing it for yourself. Why not do it for us as well? So at first, I was hesitant about it, but later I came with introduced with my co-founder Sandeep. He has a really good background in operations and Amazon ads. So we together formed this agency, Regrow Media, and now here we are. We are a full service Amazon agency managing over 60 plus brands, managing over 200 million USD in clients revenue with
Mm-hmm.
35 plus team members. That is who we are right now. And yeah,
That's amazing. 35 team members. That's insane, man. This is huge team to manage. Yeah,
yeah,
I would
big team
definitely
comes
love
with
to.
challenges as well. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we will be talking actually also in this podcast. Like I would definitely love to know a little bit more about basically your team, your clients, the brands that you manage, and so on.
Mhm.
But before this, let's still talk a little bit about the past. So you said that you were documenting all of your journey about basically selling on Amazon, right? And I assume that I mean, yeah, you just said that, right? That because of it, people were asking you, hey,
Yeah.
help others and so on. Like you decided to start the agency, and I wonder actually. Who were your clients? How did you actually start getting clients? Because there's a lot of like, I also want to have a little bit of the direction of this podcast, not to fully focus on
Mhm.
Amazon, but a little bit also to interview entrepreneurs and ask them about struggles, beginnings, also how to run the business and so on. And since I'm also an entrepreneur, I know that the beginnings are super hard, especially if
Yeah.
it's your first business. I mean, you're, I don't know, maybe you come from the entrepreneur family, then maybe you could have a little bit of the head start. But for example, I had to figure out everything on my own. I didn't know how to get leads, I didn't know how to get clients and so on. But I somehow figure it out, right? So I actually wonder, how was it for you in the beginning? How did you manage to land first brands, first clients, and work with them?
Yeah, I think you got it straight to the tail, right? So I think everything when we started, it was simply we had to take clients whoever we get, right? And we don't have to look at, we didn't look at the price that they are paying us because we were new. We were saying yes to anything that we can get, right? And
Mm-hmm.
obviously, the client quality or the brand's quality that you get, the business owner's mindset that you are taking on board, that will be also completely different, because a brand which is starting or beginning its journey and scaling will be completely different versus if we have a brand which is matured, maybe doing $100,000 or $1 million a month. That will be completely different. So at first we started that way. I started as a freelancer managing myself. Then we managed almost 5 to 10 brands. I personally managed it. I quickly realized how hard it is because the
Yeah.
clients used to call me a lot. And that is a normal problem, right? I was managing myself alone, no team members, nothing.
Pretty much you were working in the business, not on the business, right? That's typically how you start, like kind of more like a
Yeah.
freelancing, right? You are kind of start as a freelancer, having a couple of clients, doing everything on your own, and then this is the moment when you scale and start working on a business. So totally, I can relate.
Yeah, definitely. And from there, now we started focusing on, now this is something that is going really sideways. This is not what we planned for, right? And
Mhm.
obviously, we know as an entrepreneur, things will come and you need to tackle those challenges. And that is where you grow. The higher problem you solve, the higher payout you get. So from there, I met my co-founders, Sandeep, and then we started to realize that no, we have to change the client quality that we are hiring, right? That we are onboarding. And there comes the challenge. Obviously, people don't know us. We are new in this community. The audience that I have built, those are beginners because they're watching me build a business. Now I started to change my content around more focus on data. How Amazon ads is changing, some advanced level stuff like more into strategies, more into data, how to understand Amazon ads. And that slowly started to change how or what kind of clients we're taking in. So from there, a new string of client range started coming in, which are brands who are doing good numbers.
Mhm.
And from there, we quickly realized that this is not the cup of tea that we both can manage single handedly. So we started looking for interns. And that was the biggest mistake that we did. Okay, because the thing that I used to think is if you got problems, you throw people towards the problem and the problem will get solved. But that
Mhm.
was completely wrong. So now we quickly realize that we can't handle this with interns because we need someone with experience.
Yeah.
So then we started looking on experienced people. Now, one thing crazy is our entire team is completely virtual. Okay. So we have team members from India, we have team members of Pakistan, from Philippines, all over the world. And that is how it is working. So from there, we started our outreach, our PR. One good thing about it is because I had a background in marketing. When I was in the second year of college, the only reason I started my business of Amazon selling is when I was in the second year of my college, my father had an accident and he died. So entire
Oh.
responsibility of my family came on my head. I had to do something. And we didn't had so much financial support. So from there, I got into marketing, digital marketing, because when we started, you will know it better. We had only few options. Amazon FBA was kind of booming back then. Affiliate marketing is kind of booming back then, and drop shipping is kind of booming back
Yeah.
then. So I chose, okay, let's start with affiliate marketing. I learned Facebook ads, Google ad, I learned to build websites, everything. That knowledge also got me into branding, how to brand yourself. What is PR? Uh, what all this, how to
And
get yourself
Sammy,
known.
just to explain to our audience,
Yeah.
so affiliate marketing, right? This is the business where you, if I'm getting it right, you are kind of like, I know that it works also for like on Amazon, that you put the items, you have the unique URL, and pretty much if the sales comes from the URL, you got percentage of it. And because this can be for physical products, but also for software. Is that right?
No, actually, the affiliate market I'm talking about, it is more into max bounty, CPA, those kind of thing. So it was
Okay.
not about Amazon because back then or still now, if we just take out Amazon's referral bonus, Amazon's own commission is very less, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that was the model I started working on. And from there, I got some knowledge into branding, PR. And then when we started our agency, we realized that no, people don't know us. The market that we're targeting don't know us. So we have to get our face out there so that people know us. Then we started outreaching, getting into podcasts. I remember when we started, we the first 2 to 3 months, I did 60 podcasts a month. We didn't look at
Wow.
what the
A
channel is,
month.
what, yeah, a month. And that is crazy. Every day I used to get booked for 3, 4 podcasts, and I have to go and
Yeah.
speak the same thing all around. And it was kind of memorizing everything for me, right? So I go in the next podcast, tell the same thing, because Amazon ads, we know it is a small book, right? So that is how it started. And then obviously, the more work you do, word of mouth spreads in, and you get referrals from clients,
Yeah.
and that is how it all started to scale from there, right?
Oh yeah.
And obviously, we quickly learned that we have to hire good people, really experienced. And yeah, I think that was how we started.
Wow, that's actually crazy, right? I mean, you said that because of the accident, also like you're kind of forced to actually work your ass off. So yeah, totally respect that. I also kind of started my business because I put myself into very let's say hardly financial
Mhm.
situation. Like I was living in Berlin, I had to pay for my university, I had to pay for my rent, and I had back then like the kind of standards between Poland and Germany that was quite high. So of course I didn't go there, and I couldn't pay for everything. So I had to take extra work during my uni. I was working at 2 other jobs, and that's how I also got into the freelancing, and then started actually Delta Logic, because I had too many freelancers, sorry,
Mhm.
not freelancers, clients, and then I had to kind of delegate those tasks to other developers, and then yeah, the first hires came, and so on and so on. But yeah, that's crazy. So you said that you have your full team remote. I
Yeah.
actually wanted to actually also ask about this. Um, Specifically because we are actually having like physical office, but we started remote. So I see it as a great opportunity, like as you know, it's basically
Mhm.
great to do that. But then of course there are some challenges with it,
Yeah.
specifically like integrity of the team, getting to know them better, having them for a long period of time. And I wonder, how do you actually solve those issues? Do you have those issues? Like, do you meet with them every month? Not every month, but like from time to time to some events. Like, I really wonder, how is it running like this full digital Amazon agency?
Yeah, I think the problem is still there, right? The churn rate of employees is still high when we talk about a physical office versus a virtual setup, right? But over time, I think we started to develop the meetups and all. So events that we go, we try to bring
Mm-hmm.
on some parts of our team, but obviously we can't bring on everyone, right? So still for us, the problem is still there, and I think it will still be there as well. No matter how quick we grow or how long we grow, how big we grow, but the problem will still be there. We do this training calls and all every day. So our team members or
Okay.
our PPC director, they do this team training every day, and also we do this one-on-one calls as well to understand the
Mm-hmm.
person better, if they are facing any challenges apart from the business or apart from what their current work is, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
think that is what we are doing. But I think I'd completely agree with you that churn rate will be always higher than a normal physical office. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Got it. Now, Sammy, let's jump to the maybe the actual work of your agency. So, and also like Amazon advertising. So, I really wonder, how did it change over last years? If you could maybe also share with us like the biggest changes, the biggest improvements. Um, if it's now the case that, for example, you run all of your ads with using data tools and AI, or if it's still like you know, in-house knowledge and human factor. I really wonder, how are those years and the evolution of the Amazon advertising?
Yeah, obviously. At first, obviously, when we started, it was completely manual. We don't had access to any tools or anything, any softwares or any automation tools. But right now, we have access to everything, right? But still, a major part of our team, it is like 75-25. We use tools, we use automation tools, but still, we have that human factor attached to it as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think and also I'm sure you know it as well, that Amazon is also building their own automation tool, right? And we got the chance to test it out as well. We are testing
Mm-hmm.
it out as well, and we know that whenever Amazon brings their own tool, it would be always top of everything, right? We remember when
Mm-hmm.
Amazon released brand analytics or search query
Yeah.
performance, it was completely really good. or it was giving so much value to the Amazon seller that they started using it so much. Right now, if we just look back, brand analytics, search query performance, those are probably the best tools available right now. But if you
Yeah,
talk about
exactly.
us, obviously Amazon sellers, the evolution that have happened from back then when it started, or the Amazon seller business started taking the most hype, right? From there, obviously, a lot of changes happened, a lot of ad types introduced, off Amazon marketing introduced a lot. In the current ad types, not even going to DSP. So now we can obviously have that off Amazon marketing as well as a standard for sponsored products as well, right? So I think a lot of things have changed, and also the perspective of Amazon seller, I think that has changed a lot. If I just look back, we know that exact match campaigns, everyone was talking about exact match campaigns, that this is what we need to do to rank our products, right?
Hmm.
And over time, what happened is the CPA, cost per acquisition, increased a lot.
Oh yeah,
And we know
that's I
that,
heard actually from a lot of people, right? That if
yeah,
someone started selling on Amazon, they could run ads super cheap, right? The cost per click was so cheap back then, and now it's ridiculous, especially in some niches of products, right? Like
yeah.
for example, supplies, right? Like those are crazy. Sports supplies are ridiculous.
Mhm. Yeah, exactly. I remember I was seeing a bid of like $25 a bid. Okay, and it is. I think it is definitely something that is crazy, right? So obviously,
Hmm.
the with the introduction of this match types and all, now sellers are focusing a lot. I'll give an example of a few brands. I was auditing a brand. I was looking into audit of our PPC director that is doing that audit. The brand was spending around $60,000 a month in ad spend, and they
Hmm.
what they were doing is majority chunk of their spend share was going towards exact match campaign. 40% of their ad budget was going towards exact match campaigns, right? Whereas we know that exact match is so expensive, and they are at a stage where the brand is mature, the brand has some good name in the market as well, and the brand covers some good amount of market share as well because it is well known, right? So for them to spend 40% in exact match doesn't make sense, because what we have seen is exact match versus phrase or broad modifier. If we just compare, exact match would be almost triple times the CPA that it can give if we compare it to phrase or broad modifier. And
Hmm.
on the sideways, if we just check on broad modifier, because that is working really good nowadays with cheap ACOS, that gives you almost half of the CPA, cost per acquisition, that exact match is giving. So right now, sellers are still believing on the old concept that if they want to rank well, they need to only focus on exact match. Obviously, the contribution of ranking juice that we get from exact versus phrase or broad modifier are different. But
Hmm.
also, you have to take consideration that the amount you're spending to rank for that, right? The competition exact match will always be there high, whereas the competition for other match types will be low. So, are you trying this out? Which we are still seeing that sellers are not trying this out, because they might
Hmm.
be in the old belief that exact matches for ranking only, right? Whereas the other match types that they can use instead. So
Hmm.
yeah, I think that plus Amazon is focusing a lot right now in brand with the introduction of
For brands, right? Like
email.
that's
Yeah,
also what I noticed, that they are trying to get rid of resellers, arbitrage sellers, and they're trying to fully bring brands basically on their platform.
yeah, definitely. Also introducing new features to increase the average order value, because Amazon is also seeing it, right? Amazon is also seeing that
Hmm.
yes, now sellers are being charged almost double, triple of what they used to pay back then to get one sale. So now they're
Yeah.
bringing on new opportunities. Let's talk about brand tailored promotion. Now you can target your repeat purchase by providing a coupon. You can target top 5% of your buyers that have spent highest, right? Spend the most.
Hmm.
Also, you can also target cart abundance, the people that have not purchased but added to cart. All those things now you can target. Plus, also Amazon have now introduced Premium Plus content to all sellers who are brand registered, for which, if I just go back 1 year back, they used to charge almost like close to $200,000 for Premium Plus content access. Now it is free,
Hmm.
and they are putting in so many new features into it. Like if I just compare the comparison chart, now in the comparison chart, Amazon is doing a add to cart button. This is not a buy now button, it is an add to cart button. What this does is, let's assume you are in a product A listing, and in the comparison chart, there is product B, C, product D, product E of that same brand. And now
Yeah.
you want to buy two products. But you don't want to skip buying the product A in which you are already in. So now you do the add to cart on that comparison chart and it goes straight to your cart page. No distraction in between, and even you can purchase the same product A in which you are already in. So it increases
Mm-hmm.
your average order value simply. And
Mm-hmm.
also the ad types, now we can obviously target past purchasers, or maybe the customers that are not converting into sale but they're looking into a listing, or they're viewing our page but not purchasing. All these opportunities Amazon is bringing on right now, which wasn't there back then, all to increase the average order value or to increase the brand's revenue overall, right?
Yeah. And I think it's very, very valuable that you're actually sharing it, because that kind of answers one of my questions. So you definitely, you're like, you have a lot of knowledge, and it seems like you're like following all of the trends and using them
Mhm.
directly to your business to run ads for your clients, and therefore of course get their money back. Like, they are investing to run ads and work, right? But they are directly getting the
Yeah.
ROI on it. And I know that this field is quite competitive. There are so many agencies. I mean, I'm going to the fairs. There's people pretending to be sellers, but in the reality, they are running agencies. I remember I was on one conference. I think it was Amazon, not Accelerate, but
Mhm.
the one in Seattle, organized by Amazon. I forgot the name, but anyway, I remember there was the circle of people.
Yeah.
We are just introducing ourselves, and all of them, they were running Amazon agency and searching for sellers. So anyway, this field is
Mhm.
very competitive, and I was about to ask you, right? How do you stand out from other agencies and actually get new clients, provide work for your current clients, and do it right? And I mean, definitely one of the reasons is that you stay ahead of the competitors with following the fresh updates from Amazon. But what are other strategies that you actually
Yeah.
doing?
Jacob, I'll tell you a story. Okay, I'll tell you a story of my higher secondary. Okay, I was in 11th standard, I guess, and I was sitting just in front of, or just beside the window. So I can see it was in the winter, so there were a lot of flowers in our school's garden.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a yellow flower, and just beside the yellow flower, there's a red flower as well, big flowers. And I was looking at, there's an insect kind of looking similar to a honeybee, but it is a blacker in shade. So he was coming and he was sucking the nectar of that yellow flower. Though in that
Mm-hmm.
yellow flower, it was kind of busy because a lot of other insects are also getting into that flower as well. Whereas the red flower, the insect can go to the red flower, right? But he is not going into the red flower. I did some research and I found out that, okay, there's certain insect that can only see a certain color. So that insect who was going to that yellow flower is because they can see that color only. That means that
Mm-hmm.
color, that flower is meant for that insect. The only way I think how we differentiate is to cater to a specific targeted audience. Who is your audience that you're targeting, right? So we quickly realized how competitive the market was when we entered, right? Because everyone is trying to get Amazon sellers, 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures.
Yeah.
We talked to a group of people who are D2C brands or online first brands.
Mm-hmm.
So how different they were was they were hugely funded, okay, and they have offline presence, they have online presence, as well as they have their own e-commerce stores. So we started our outreach program by simply reaching out to their founders in LinkedIn, and our profiles were built good with all sorts of events that we have entered, all sorts of events where we have spoken, all videos, everything. So our profiles were built really good. So we started approaching them, we started pitching to them, and I think that is our now our 70% of our client base is D2C brands.
Mm-hmm.
And the others that we have, they come through our maybe through YouTube videos, maybe through the podcast similar to this.
Yeah.
So that is how we started differentiating ourselves instead of going to the major pool where all other agencies are pushing. We started talking to only this D2C brand because we understood that the pain point they have is different from what they have. They are more into increasing their daily run rate, they are more into increasing their brand awareness. And that is how we started talking to them. Now we are talking more
Mm-hmm.
about India and in this D2C sector. and also US. And also major brands that we have is global brands who are selling globally. So they are also in the US, also in the UK, also in Dubai, all this. So I think that is how we differentiate ourselves, by talking to a specific group of people. And yeah, I think that is
Mm-hmm.
something from the normal, obviously data driven approach that we do, that may people like, because we have our YouTube videos which are more data focused. We show everything with data, and that might be
Mm-hmm.
something that people like and approach us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. I think overall nowadays, like content strategy is great
Yeah.
channel like for client acquisition. I mean, if you can share specific um, specific concepts on your YouTube videos and the podcast, also even like talk to someone and be smart, and like the people realize that you are smarter than the rest, and obviously they want to work with you. Same for us actually. Our main acquisition channel is actually or like lead source, it's actually right now YouTube. We share
Mm.
our work with the Amazon Selling Partner API, with Advertisement API. We actually show that we can connect. And then later on, when actually we did some interviews with our clients and we asked them why did they pick us, there's so many other software providers, dev shops,
Yeah.
software houses in the world. They said because you actually showed us the proof that you can do that, right? Everyone promises that yes, I will do it for you, you will grow and so on. But there's so many empty promises. So I think it's crucial that nowadays you actually show your work. I think great thing, I don't know if you're doing this, Sammy, is also to specifically that you're good with the video format like podcasts and so on, to interview your clients and just ask them directly. I think this is the great proof that you can actually deliver great work, and there are clients
Mhm.
who are happy with working with you. I think this is a great strategy.
Yeah, I think that makes complete sense, because we haven't tried that out yet. I think this is the first thing that I'm going to try tomorrow. That will be in my to-do list. Let me
That's
work
great.
something out on this. Yeah.
Yeah, I literally started doing it, I think, 3 weeks ago. I've
Hmm.
recorded so far 3 videos. It's always hard to
Wow.
actually find some time slot for that, but it's definitely worth it. We are also working on a new website, and we want to just put the those pure videos with our clients' interviews. So therefore,
Hmm.
if a new person comes and still thinking about the collaboration, then it's right away proof that we can deliver. And also I think that big challenge of running the business, specifically
Yeah.
a remote one, I mean, it doesn't even matter if you have the office or not, but like I assume that you not only work with clients from India, but probably from all around the world, right? And one of the biggest um, blockers is that people are literally scared to work with someone. People don't know if there's a human factor behind other
Hmm.
side. Like we've seen so many scam companies, like software providers who doesn't exist, who just take your money and disappear, right? So I think that
Yeah.
all of those um, videos, podcasts, and so on, this is just it's a great proof that it all work. But yeah, that just wanted to talk about it, since I got inspired by your stories. Now, Sami, I want to jump on one more question regarding Amazon advertising. So basically, I want to ask you, what are the most common mistakes, misconceptions that I encountered with the clients who are doing the advertisement with you, or even what are the biggest mistakes that other advertisements and other agencies do in this space?
Yeah, definitely. I would start with this. Okay. The first thing is obviously not testing enough, because
Mm-hmm.
what we have seen is Amazon ads works different for every brands. Every other brand, you will not see a same strategy or one strategy working for every brand, right? So there will be
Mm-hmm.
strategies completely different for every brand that you see. Uh, what we have also seen is people don't test a lot of things, because in Amazon there are so many ad types, so many placements, right? And without testing, you can't find where or which placement is profitable or which targeting is profitable for you, because there is so many options out there. Second thing would be uh, to not taking or calculating the data points properly. That is not analyzing your spend share versus your sell share, right? So where you're spending, is it getting you good sales share, or your spend share is much more whereas your sales share is much less? Let's assume you're spending 20% of your spend share in one match type, right? Whereas you're getting 6% sales share from that. So what we have seen is, I was again coming back to that point of that exact match, right? So in majority accounts that we have audited, we have seen this common pattern. They are spending maximum almost 40 to 60% of their budget or spend share on exact match campaigns. Whereas the other match types, which were or other targeting types, which were giving them much lower A costs, whereas much higher sales, that is being neglected because they are not getting proper spend to spend, right? That budget is not allocated properly. So allocating your budget properly by understanding your data, not making your decision on basis of old ethics, is not justified right now. So right now, if you're the seller, let's assume you're selling your 6-figure, 7-figure brand or 8-figure, and you are making decision without looking at your data, that is something that is really bad for your business. So obviously understanding each data points is really important. Third thing would be to understand Amazon ads reports that Amazon provides and making decision based on that. I'll give you an example here, right? So Amazon provides us this purchase product report. I was talking to you about this comparison chart, right? There is another option that Amazon has, that is the virtual bundle. So these two positions that we have, we can go to the purchase product report, and what the purchase product report gives is, let's assume you are running ads in product A. Customer comes in the product A, and instead of buying the product A, they buy other product from your catalog. That might be a variation or might be other product. Amazon gives you the data of which product they clicked and which product from your catalog they bought, and what is the quantity that they bought. So by analyzing that data, you can figure out, okay, in product A PDP or product detail page, let's show those products which customer are buying instead of making a decision by what I think can work, right? So you can showcase those 3 to 5 products in a virtual bundle that will increase your average order value, and also showcase the same in your comparison chart in your Premier Plus content. Or you may also run display ads targeting those products to this listing. So that way you can increase and get more visibility because you know that your relevancy is higher because you already got conversion from those products, right? So I think making decision based on data and reports is much more important right now.
So definitely you need to also somehow have some budget to start and to kick off even with the advertisement, right? Like you cannot immediately get crazy results if you don't run ads first and basically learn from it. So that's
Yeah,
for
definitely.
sure. Do you actually think that nowadays, I mean, okay, maybe this is a weird question, but still I will ask, right? But I should ask it different. Not if it's possible, but what does it really take right now for the new seller to start selling on Amazon? And when is it a good time to start investing to advertisement? Let's say that I literally want to start selling on Amazon tomorrow. What does it take nowadays?
Yeah, I think
Because I'm so sorry, Sammy, because
yeah.
compared to like 5, 6, 8 years ago,
Yeah.
it was, let's say, relatively easy, right? You just go there and start selling. But obviously, since their competition is so big, the game changes. So I'll let you speak now.
Yeah, I totally get your question, and I think that completely makes sense. Right now, if you just get a product that is selling good, you launch the same product, it is not going to sell. Even if it gets sales, your cost per acquisition or cost per sale will be really high. So right now, focusing on a customer and serving a product built for them is more important. I'll give you an example. We are doing this research on a toothbrush. The toothbrush is called Ultra Soft Toothbrush. The bristles of the toothbrush is very, very soft. Okay, kind of the paintbrush that we used to do, and kind of that. So when we did the keyword research of it, we found keywords like ultra soft toothbrush for bleeding gums, ultra soft toothbrush for soft gums. So then we did a couple of more research, and we found out that these problems that we saw, that bleeding gums or soft gums, These are found majorly on people or patients that have high blood sugar. So then we realize, okay, if there is a brand that only spoke to these people who have high blood sugar level, then there is high likely that that customer is going to buy this product, because they will feel trust that, okay, there is, instead of so many brands out there, there is one brand that is only talking to us. So they will go with the product A, which might be a ultrasound toothbrush. Then you may launch another one that might be tooth floss. They will buy product B, and the product C that you launch, that is also they're going to buy. So building a product that is going to serve or cater a group of people or your customer avatar is more important right now. And obviously the other parts, ads, that goes along with it. And obviously the higher you rank organically, your ad cost is going to decrease, and that is not going to decrease just on the starting, right? It decreases slowly. So the A cost at the starting you will see high. With more organic keyword ranking, the A cost decreases, and that is a normal procedure of how Amazon ads works, right?
Mm-hmm. 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 Got it. Got it. Very, very interesting. So, yeah, I think that would be it. The last question, maybe Sammy, would be, yeah, if you have something to share with our audience, so existing sellers and then new sellers.
Yeah, I think one thing that did a major change, a major shift in our business was speed.
Mm-hmm.
So getting into speed is most important. Doing things that you know is going to improve your business, but doing it much more quicker is something that is going to make or break. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
taking 10x actions and increasing your speed is something that is going to make or break your business, no matter if you are in beginner, no matter if you are an advanced seller. But making decisions faster and quicker and making a lot of decisions in your business that will help you towards getting your goals is something that is going to help you in long run. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's 100%. I can agree with that. The worst thing is just to wait. You always need to
Yep.
take the decisions, right? Even if you take decisions, and let's say you have to take decisions, you take in 10 decisions, and even if two decisions are bad, eight is good. It's still like you took eight good
Yep.
decisions, which is better than taking no decisions and not moving. So I can only agree with that, Sammy. And yeah, thanks a lot for coming for the podcast. It was a pleasure to have you here. If you could maybe share where people can find you, like your YouTube channel, also your company. I'll definitely also put all of the links in the description, but maybe you can also tell our audience where they can find you.
Yeah, you can simply go to www.regro media.com, or you can simply search Sammy Sammyakkthar. My YouTube channel will be there. Yeah, you can obviously reach out to me there. I'll be always available if you want to personally message me or email me, sammy@regromedia.com. Yeah.
Awesome. That was it. So thanks a lot, Sammy, and thanks for watching, guys,
Thank you
and
so
see
much,
you in the
Jacob.
next one.
It was awesome talking
Thank
to
you.
you. Yep. Bye.